So get this, a bear, a giant beehive, and a decision that went horribly wrong. Boomer just wanted a sweet snack. But instead, he triggered a full-on bee invasion. He ran through rivers, bushes, and pure regret. And just when he thought it was over, the rescue team rolled in like heroes. In the heart of the Pacific Northwest, where the mountains kiss the clouds and the forests whisper ancient secrets, lived a curious and notoriously mischievous black bear named Boomer. Boomer wasn't your average bear. He was a troublemaker, a honey fanatic, and had an appetite that rivaled a dozen lumberjacks. Everyone in the forest knew if something sticky went missing, Boomer was behind it. But one summer day, Boomer's sweet tooth would get him into more trouble than he ever bargained for. It started like any other day. Birds chirping, deer grazing. Boomer waking up with a yawn and a belly growl that echoed across the valley. He lumbered out of his den and sniffed the air. Sweet, floral, honey. Boomer's eyes lit up. He followed the scent through thick pines, over mossy rocks, and finally stumbled upon a treasure trove, the biggest beehive he'd ever seen. Hanging from a giant old maple tree, it pulsed with the buzz of thousands of bees. Now, Boomer knew the rules. He'd had his run-ins before. Take a little, run fast, and hope for the best. But this hive, it was massive, dripping, glorious. Temptation overpowered caution. With a gleam in his eye, Boomer stood up, swatted at the hive like it owed him money, and dug his paws in. Thousands of furious bees erupted from the hive in a tornado of stingers and rage. Boomer yelped, dropped the hive, and bolted, crashing through the forest like a wrecking ball on fire. But the bees weren't letting this one slide. He dove into a creek. Didn't work. He rolled in mud, still got stung. He even tried hiding in a bush, which was, ironically, full of more bees. By the time he stumbled into a hiking trail near a popular park, Boomer looked like a walking, groaning, bee-stung marshmallow. His eyes were puffed up, his fur was sticky, and the bees were still chasing him like he owed them rent. That's when things took a turn. A family hiking nearby spotted the scene. A bear, bees, chaos. The mom screamed. The dad took a video. The kid, he called 911. Within minutes, the local wildlife rescue team was on the way. These were the real-deal forest rangers. Trained, calm under pressure, and lovers of all creatures, big or small, even if they were puffy and grumpy from a bee attack. The team sprung into action. With tranquilizer darts ready, not to hurt, just to calm, Tessa and her crew approached the miserable bear. Boomer tried to growl, but only managed a weak "Hurr" before plopping down under a tree. The dart hit his flank. In seconds, Boomer's eyelids drooped. The angry buzz faded as the bees finally lost interest. Boomer was out cold and safe. Now came the hard part, getting a 400-pound sticky bear into a rescue truck. It took 3 rangers, a tarp, and a lot of teamwork. They loaded him up and took him to the nearby Cascade Wildlife Rehab Center, where he'd get treated, cleaned, and given time to heal. Boomer woke up the next day in a cozy enclosure, his paws wrapped in bandages, his face still a bit swollen, but his belly full. The staff had even left him a little honey, just enough to make him smile, but not enough to tempt fate again. Kids who visited the rehab center started calling him Boomer the Bumble Bear. He became a local legend. And Boomer? He was just happy the bees weren't around anymore. Boomer was released back into the wild a few weeks later, healthy, happy, and just a little bit wiser. Now, whenever he walks by a beehive, he gives it a respectful nod and keeps on walking. After all, some lessons sting more than others. And the rangers? They still tell the tale of the day they rescued the bear who messed with the wrong bees.